Oh, yeah. Hey, welcome to Beer Friday, brought to you by Secure Store 50,
Patrick Charleston of Charleston Insurance,
Kids Construction,
and
Adrian Pancras.
Pancras.
All right.
All right.
What do we got going on?
Well, we have something from Zurcher, and it is called Whitewater Cowboy Red Ale. It's coming out of Salida, and if anyone's been to Salida, it is a very popular location for whitewater rafting.
Yes.
Rafting. There was
That's
quite fun.
awesome. Okay.
And it's a red ale, and I think it tastes pretty good. It's probably not quite like a malt bomb like you'd find with like a Warbeard,
Yeah.
but it's not overly sweet either. It's actually a pretty easy drinking
It's a good
red
beer.
ale. So yeah,
I'm
if you're out
for this.
Salida, go check out Whitewater Cowboy
Whitewater Cowboy.
from the Salida Brewing Company, which I actually stopped there last time I was in Salida
really?
too. Yeah, it's a cool little place.
That's great.
All
I'm
right.
the only one who hadn't been there.
Yeah, you ought to go to Salida.
Well, it's on our list. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. So
Okay.
what are you doing today here?
Well, hey, I wanted to tell you, I did mock interviews over high school.
Okay. There you go.
I had two kids, not very
Uh-huh.
many, and I'm on the medium whatever piece of it. First kid, phenomenal. Now, nobody told her she was interviewing today, so she had a South Park shirt on.
Nice.
Wouldn't care. I'd hire her in a second. She just did a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
Second kid was a little bit nervous,
Mm-hmm.
and we got started, and I had her do some breathing exercises with me, and she did great. And then she got a little bit nervous towards the end and had to leave, and I felt bad about that. They're like, no, don't worry about it. This happens.
Well, it's better it's happening at the high school where they can learn and practice versus in a regular interview.
And I wrote in my notes, it's like she needs to build her confidence and practice. Practice. That's all.
There you go.
Just
And
get
you're
some practice.
used to it, man. Like, you're used to going out and getting your teeth kicked in. Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like-
all the time. Yeah. No, I tried to talk that first kid into the dark side of sales, and she was not having it. It's like, no, you don't
What
understand.
do you always say? They can't. It's what they can only say no. They can't take your birthday.
Yeah, no, if you take away your birthday, man, they'll just say no to you. It's not a big deal. Yeah. The only time I really irritated somebody was I wore my KU hat into Rex Kaufman's office, and he's a big K-State kid.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. What the hell are you doing wearing a KU hat? And it was, oh, damn, Rex, I forgot my K-State hat. Let me go change. Anyway, there you go. So that's my day.
Anything else going on?
Let me see. I don't know what's going on in your world. Anything?
I mean, there's some new stuff going on.
Yeah.
I can hop straight to the
Yeah,
news.
fill us in on the news, a wise one.
Okay, well, construction had an article up yesterday. There is construction season, and we're going to be seeing a lot of construction.
Okay.
And so they are doing construction on Spencer. That project is going to run at least like 9 months. So, well, 2 months, 2 to 3 months per phase. But I'm
Okay.
guessing it's going to be running 9 months. So if you use Spencer, it's only southbound when they start up. That's going to start up Monday. So the
Okay.
first bit will be first to southwest, third, and then they'll go further down. So that's a big one. There's a First Street project they're looking at. There's a project over by Quail Creek. There's also going to be a big project in the summer if you're using 12th Street over by Dillon's, that was what Coney was on about.
Coney talked about
Yeah.
that.
And
We get Coney
but,
back.
so that was going on. There's some good stuff online that we just got up about. Heston had a big brouhaha meeting last night about what to do with their middle school and all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
There was a pile of news that came out. One, they have to put in an extra fire exit because they thought they got a waiver from the state, and then the state was like, no. So you gotta like, I think, take out a wall or something. I don't know, but yeah, you gotta read the story.
Okay.
Heston's administrator is retiring, so
Okay.
Jason Thrasher's coming on. Jason's a nice guy.
He
I like
is.
Jason.
I
So
do too.
I'm pretty
He
excited
spends
about
money
that.
with us. Yeah, he's a good dude.
The city of Heston spends money with you?
Yes, they do. They spend money with me. Yes.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to hear. Let's see here. Opening Friday, ice cream. There's a new ice cream shop, and do not make me read the list or the name. But it's
I saw it in the paper.
it's
yeah.
a long name, and I just can't say it right, and I feel kind of bad because I should know how to say it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's opening over by Katrina's
Yeah.
and by the Albarotes Min supermarket. So it's going to be ice cream, like Mexican popsicles, paletas. There's also a bunch of food on the menu.
Damn.
It looks like it could be a really neat spot if you just
so.
go. So that might be exciting to some folks.
I like that, yeah.
Let's see here. There's a little fundraiser next door this weekend
That's
over at
right.
Kai's for
Yeah.
the Skeleton Key Lounge.
Yes.
You can paint on the walls and stuff. And I think the chamber, and this is going to be too late because I think most people watching might not be watching, but or it might have happened. But the chamber's also having a political forum here
Okay.
Saturday.
All right.
So that's what's going on in news.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
I don't have anything else, but we have a guest.
Oh.
Unless you want to say something.
Oh no, I was actually there was and again, it's never going to get through, but Norm Oding brought up a really
I'm not doing Norm here on this deal.
a modest proposal at the city council meeting, and the idea was if the city would spend $1,500, they could give 100 families 3 chickens.
Yes.
Now think about the impact 3 chickens would make, though. You'd have 100 families with eggs. Maybe they'd have extra eggs, and they'd give them to other people.
Right. Yeah.
And then, all of a sudden, and they're eating all the food scraps. Maybe they cut down trash. This was a big thing in Belgium. This worked out really, really well in Belgium.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated him coming forward with a novel idea. And they kind of were like, all right, Norm, thanks. But I think it was a good idea. The problem is the structure in Newton. You have to have a permit, which no one has permits. There's only 12 permit holders. There's more.
Yeah.
But you have to have a permit. Your coop has to be inspected. All this. But if you're in North Newton,
Who does the coop inspections?
the city does. They have control. They come out. They make sure you have the right.
That seems all right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's square footage and all kinds of stuff. Has to have a place for the shelter. Anyway,
right.
chicken coop inspection. But North Newton, if you want to do this in North Newton, maybe this is an idea for North Newton. North Newton has no rules.
Oh.
It's the Wild West out in North Newton. When I lived in North Newton, I had ducks and stuff running through my yard all the time. And we had skunks. My God, we had skunks. So I don't know how that ecosystem worked. I guess maybe the skunks, we had so many skunks, there were so many free-range chickens.
Yeah.
But North Newton's kind of just just don't be a jerk about it. It's
Don't
cool.
be a jerk about it.
No, North Newton's pretty laid back on it.
Yeah.
And someone had a cow long ago. I can't remember who, but I always hear North Newton residents talk about the cow in town. You can actually find some horses.
Town cow.
Yeah, the town cow. Anyway, let's just take a little break. I think
take
that's
a break.
Good stop.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
All right, sir.
So we're back.
All right. Hey, we're back, and we got who's our guest?
We got Dan Heinze,
Yes.
man about town. You might know Dan Heinze from the Lions Club.
Yes. Conrad Insurance.
Or Conrad Insurance. Or just the 1,000 things you're involved in. You're involved in a lot of stuff.
You are involved in a lot of stuff.
Well, I really am. Yeah, I like doing it.
Yeah, and we've written various stories about you. You were actually talking to us earlier, and we'll talk about this a bit before we get to the main segment because it was just interesting. You're doing a jump. You're doing a
Yes.
because you were a
I
paratrooper.
was a paratrooper in the Army and kind of cool. My old weapons platoon, we were Morganmen, and they're organizing a jump in Florida.
Yeah.
And it's a water jump, which
Yeah.
I've never had a water jump before. So
Yeah.
guys like me with new knees or guys with bad backs or something like that, it's really friendly.
So this is the AARP paratrooper
Basically,
event.
yes. But the exciting part, if you ever see the C-47, which is what they
Yeah.
jumped in World War II,
Yeah.
it's really like a tin can.
Yeah.
So I'm more excited just to be inside that and to
Wow.
feel the motion and the noise, and hear the engine
Yeah.
and the roar, and
That's going to be
then
awesome.
get to jump. I
Yeah.
haven't done it in 40 years, so I'm pretty
And they
excited.
told you what? You asked about training, and they're like, you're fine.
Well, with this jump, they'll give us a little bit of prep, a little bit, but
I feel like
yeah.
it's riding the bike. I mean, how can you screw it up, right? You jump out, you pull the cord.
kind of that we're all out
And
the
try not
bills.
to
It's kind of
die.
how we all think,
Yeah.
especially when we're together. It'll be
Yeah.
obvious.
You're going to yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's just water.
Well, cool.
1,200 feet
But
drop.
the other thing I thought would be fun to chat with you about is, and I don't know if everyone knows, you were a clothing store owner for a long time, right?
Yeah, yes, I was. In fact, I believe I had the last men's store in Newton, Kansas.
The last men's store.
Yes.
Where was it at? What-
It was at the 500 block in the middle of the block, 517 North Main,
Cool.
where Dr. Meyer's office is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're always well dressed, you're always well groomed, sharply dressed, and so I thought it would be fun since we've had fashion questions
Yes, we
come
have.
up on this
We will have some.
to
Let's
ask
get
you
one.
some questions that people, myself included, might
Yeah,
just be
Me
wondering.
too. Yeah.
And so did you want to start first?
Yeah.
Or I
I'll
can-
do it.
Okay.
I just don't want my son-in-law seeing this.
Okay.
It's-
No, he's all right. So, question I have, Dan, is I'm wearing them now. I love Argyle socks. Tell me about this. Is that still okay to wear them? I don't wear them with shorts, but talk to me about Argyle.
First, I'm not an expert. I just enjoy.
Oh, you're an expert.
You can just tell him what it is.
You know shit now.
I'm up on this subject.
No. No, what's cool about today is you can kind of do whatever you want, and I
Okay.
love that about today. We dress down, we can go casual, we
Yeah.
can dress up. It's just
Yeah.
whatever
Okay.
the vibe is or how you feel. I wear Argyles. I love Argyles.
Okay.
So you're good.
I'm validated.
I like the fun socks. I have fun socks I always wear with my suits.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've worn this since like Cat Dad, like Optus Business. And then I've got one that's my breakfast sock. Breakfast sock. It was from my mother-in-law. She thought they were funny, but it always makes me feel a little special. Other question here: what the hell is the difference between casual business and business casual? Can you settle that question? Well, you see events, it'll be like business casual or blah 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 business attire or casual. So, what would be business casual to you?
That's business casual to me would be a step up from casual. So you would have
Okay.
So we might have what we're wearing today, but we might throw a sport coat on.
Okay,
Yeah.
sport coat.
But stay
You
right
roll a
with
little
us.
button up.
Stay right
and sport coat. Okay.
Or
Okay.
maybe instead of us wearing an untucked shirt,
Maybe
maybe
you
we
tuck
tuck
it in.
it in a little bit. And maybe
Okay.
maybe instead of it being a polo,
Uh-huh.
maybe it is a button-up dress shirt
Okay.
with some nice slacks or something.
Okay.
of that nature. But
Okay.
But often business casual is just a little more presentable than casual, is what I would say. And
I like
again,
that.
we kind of dress how we feel.
Yeah.
But if it's something very specific, a special event or something like
Mhm.
that, you're always side on caution.
Yeah.
So always have you a good Navy blazer on standby.
Oh, nice.
Throw it on,
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a great blazer
Or
that
a
I
gray
use.
blazer.
It matches everything.
Yeah, you're safe.
Speaking of matching, another quick question: black and navy. I see a lot of younger people now, black and navy. When I was growing up, my mom was like, "No, navy
Why
and
not
black.
navy?
Don't do that.
Right.
You have a brown shoes for navy, and you can use black shoes for gray or black." What do you feel on this?
Well, I was the way you were taught.
Yeah.
And now, no, I get crazy. I got probably 7 brown dress shoes.
Okay.
And I put them on with anything I want
Yeah.
to wear. Brown's a neutral. So
Okay.
you can kind of get away with brown with about anything. Black, to me, isn't, even though it's fairly neutral too, it stands out a little bit.
Yeah.
Putting it with like a pair of lighter colored
Yeah.
slacks or something like that. But in the gray family, the charcoals, the blacks, I would feel comfortable with a black shoe or black slacks with black shoes, fine. But I always lean side of caution today is brown shoes are safe. They're
Yeah.
just safe.
Roll around.
They're just safe
Yeah.
now. But the tradition was that way. And another thing, one thing that I am a little bit weird about is when you get a little bit dressier, I have to have my belts match my shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also what I was taught.
Kind of a common
Me
thing
too.
for us.
Yeah.
And to take it one step even weirder is gig line. And that's kind of a military thing.
What's a gig line? I was in the
Bless
military.
your heart. I like that. So you think about your fly, point
Yeah,
down here, your
yeah.
fly, and then your shirt.
Yeah. Oh, it's not lined up?
So it all lines up.
Oh,
and then that
yeah.
buckle lines up right there.
Yeah. I tried
So
to
that's your,
line up.
that's your gig line.
Okay, that's your gig
So
line.
if I see you guys, I'll correct you.
So
Sometimes
is that why Texas A&M they go gig 'em?
I have no clue. Why would I say that?
I think that'd be a really strange thing if they would gig 'em. Is that Texas?
Well,
Yeah.
Texas A&M does have an ROTC.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
I bet it's not related
I
to
don't
that,
think
but that would be
it's
kind of funny. Like, gig 'em.
But
Why
I,
you gig on it?
my boss, Chris Conrad, I tease it once in a while. I'll check his gig line. Not your gig line. But
It sounds like an HR issue.
it could
Yeah,
be an
for
HR
sure.
issue.
Yeah.
Darn it, I had one more question. Oh, okay. So you sold clothing to people. How do you know when you need to get a bigger size? There's a lot of people who are like,
Yeah.
like myself.
I was gonna ask
like
that too.
burgers like myself.
The-
And it's
the
always
people
like,
agree with
it
you.
always is a hit on the ego when you're like, I gotta do a size up, or you gotta lose
And
weight.
you want
and
to
then
look
you're like,
decent
yeah, you want to look
size as
decent.
you are.
So how do you know when something is too tight or when you should maybe stop sucking it in and just like kill your ego and go size up? What would you say?
Well, back to what I started off with. Whatever you feel comfortable in. So there's no judgment there. However, everybody,
No judgment. I bet if I was wearing a midriff right
If
now,
you-
a small
if you-
midriff on here
if you wore
with the
fitted-
gorilla salad
you-
slurring over,
when
I
the,
bet you judge me.
when the buttons bulge, you know you went too small.
When the buttons bulge,
you know
it
you
went
went too small.
Okay.
Yeah, when the buttons
Yeah.
bulge. There's a company in England I buy my dress shirts from,
Yeah.
and it's interesting. A regular cut is real boxy.
Yeah.
So at my body type, I just don't
Yeah,
like
it
how
doesn't
it's too blousy
Yeah.
when I tuck it in.
Yeah.
their fitted shirts still aren't tailored enough. So I do an extra slim. The problem with that is I'm about button popping.
Yeah.
So I look down and there's my belly.
Yeah.
So you go up the size, but I'm comfortable. I just suck it in and lose my breath.
Yeah, well,
But I like my stuff a little more tailored. However, I like the comfortable fit. We're all wearing comfortable shirts, so they're a little more blousy. It's all blousy. But the younger generation, you'll see, especially men that are dressing up, that business casual.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot more tailored clothing.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to kind of shift. We're seeing people wear linens. Linens typically are a little more blousy and more comfortable looking. Yeah. I see us kind of starting to go that way a little bit. But that's just the weird part of fashion.
Well, thank you so much for.
I didn't mean to cut it off.
This is I don't mean to keep going. I just
No, don't end this. One of the girls in Newton Medical Center knew that you were going to be on talking about clothing, and she was like, "Ask me about white pants." Oh, white pants, do you want?
You know what? I think they look cool. I'm just not brave enough to do it. It could be because I'm in my 60s now.
Well, I understand.
But no, I think if a guy can pull off
White pants,
I think it's more power to you. I don't have the confidence, or it draws too much attention to me because we don't see it all over the place. So if we were to do it here in the Midwest, maybe in more of a city environment, nobody would think anything of it. Newton, you guys would probably give me a little bit of a hard time. Keep eyes down. But
we'd probably go bust.
You probably saw No, I think it looked great. I'm just not confident in wearing them.
Yeah.
No, they're good for summer and spring and stuff like that. No.
I have a pair of skinny jeans that I love.
Oh, bless your heart.
Do I need to get rid of those, or I just keep wearing them like
You're doing it. Just do whatever you want at this point.
Just don't wear cowboy boots with them.
We never had that problem. It's good. This is going to settle it because I know you're sick of me asking. He's sick of me asking, but talk to me. Do you want to? No, Dan. I own 2 pair of corduroys. Talk to me about corduroys. You got any corduroys? How are they?
I like corduroys.
I don't even
dislike corduroys. I just don't man. Corduroys.
I like corduroys. I just have one corduroy pair of slacks, and I do like corduroys. I haven't had a corduroy sport coat in a while.
I
actually have a corduroy.
You have?
I can't wear it to it, but I got one.
Does it have the patches on the
It has patches, and it has the little leathery buttons. It was awesome in college. It was a 3-piece suit in college. I was 30 pounds lighter in college, but I couldn't fit into it. But yeah, it was a fun coat.
No, you can pull that off. You need to get that, dust that thing off. No,
good.
Again, like I said
earlier, white turtleneck and that patch.
Oh, it looked like Donald
Yeah. But I think it kind of started though. I mean, if you would to pull something out like that, nobody would care. They would just think, cool jacket. That's what's great about fashion today. You just kind of wear what you're comfortable in. And
I love it. I'm glad we
whatever you're comfortable in.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they'd be happy.
Well, that's nice. That's a nice little message. Whatever you're comfortable in.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. White pants, boxers, briefs.
Good luck there.
Whatever.
Yeah. You're wearing something that I see different guys wearing stuff.
Yeah.
And what does this represent something, or what is that for you?
These are these are supposed to, I'm not a Buddhist, but they're because I eat meat and I kill bugs. But these are Buddhist prayer beads.
Okay.
They're just supposed to bring good luck, and I think they look cool.
Yeah, they do look cool.
And what's your other little band? I haven't seen that one before.
I got them from Temu for 1 cent a piece or something. I don't know, but anyway, yeah.
There you go.
So, I just like wearing
so
stuff.
some
I don't know if they'd be. Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I haven't got to the earring yet, but maybe one day.
Oh my God, you could. Yeah.
Oh, my dad taught me.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh, I had an earring for a month.
Did you really?
In college, it had to do with, so it was a Halloween costume, and I wanted to dress up. I dressed up as I was going as emo for Halloween, so I had straightened my hair, I had eyeliner on. If you saw me, I was really, really skinny there. I had these tiny little skinny slack things.
Did you have your beard?
No, this is before the beard. I had painted nails. I did, and so there was a girl I had really liked who lived in the hall next door, and she's like, "What you need is an earring." And I was like, "Well, my ears are up here." She's like, "I'll do it right now." And I was like, "Okay."
I said,
And so it was literally it was an apple from the kitchen and a cigarette lighter and a needle, and I just pierced them, and then I had a little ear for a while, and then after a week I was like, maybe this is a look for me, and then I was like, oh my god, I have to go home to my dad. This is a look for me, and then I got home and my ear was still kind of like, you could see it, like, what happened? I was like, it was an accident. I was playing poker. But yeah, so there was like no, I didn't see poker. I don't know. But that was so for a week I had my ear pierced. So that's that.
That's
I want to tell you guys really quick that it's the fashion side you talked about.
Right. Yeah.
So I remember as a kid, I was born in the early '60s, but I do remember as a kid clearly different people in my life that I just noticed as far as how they dress and things like that. And my granddad was one of them. My grandpa Heinze was meticulous in how he dressed, and I don't know why that impacted me.
It does.
It just did. And my dad was a pretty sharp dresser too back in the day, but my grandpa Heinze was really always groomed, and I don't know why that appealed to me. So, in fact, it was interesting. When I went into the military, I couldn't tie a tie. So the day before I left, my brother-in-law taught me to tie a tie. I get to boot camp. Nobody knew how to tie a tie, but I did. I just kind of naturally fell into it. But having that kind of a self-image as far as how you dress and things like that really carried over when I was in the military, because in those days everything had to be pretty tidy, pretty dress right dress, good gig line, so that made it pretty easy for me. But it's just something that I just always enjoyed. And but also it's not so much, clothes don't necessarily make the person. It's all what's within. But I do believe that it's like anything else we can do. If it makes you feel better about yourself, whether it's wearing a KU ball cap or K-State ball cap or a blue shirt or whatever, and it makes you happy, it makes you feel better. Open up a button, do whatever you do to get confidence or make you feel better. So it could be just a feel-good thing too.
I love it.
Well, great. Well, hey, that's a wonderful message, Dan. Thank you for answering all of our questions. For being really useful. Thanks. I learned a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on. Thanks so much. Cheers. Cheers. Be kind.
Thank you.
Oh, man.